I'm awake. I've been awake, actually, but I don't feel like getting up. I tell myself to for the third time, but I don't. We have to practice, but I don't feel like practicing. Hey, get up. The team is waiting for you. I just want to lie here, though. Can't I just do that? No. I'm probably sick from the street food. I'm just going to lie here until I feel better. You aren't sick. Get up. Not now. Soon, though. Don't you want to beat Bolt? That guy's a total prick. If you don't practice, he'll beat you and you'll feel terrible. Why have we suddenly developed schizophrenia? Why is our mind talking back to us? I already feel terrible, though. I'm just going to lay here. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Go. Did we just pass out? Someone was knocking on our door, apparently. And again. No time has passed, apparently. The sound of repeated unrelenting knocks wakes me. A glance at my phone answers my immediate question. It's 2 p.m. I shamble my way to my door and glance through the peephole into the hallway. It's Jet. She doesn't look happy. I turn the knob and crack the door open, offering no resistance when she forces it the rest of the way open. She glances over me, not bothering to veil the disgust in her expression. What are you doing? The entire team has been waiting for you to show up. Her tone demands an answer, and I rush to oblige it with an excuse. She's not going to accept it. I wouldn't even bother. I don't feel well. You look fine. Get dressed and get your ass to Golden Zone Fire. I run a hand through my matted hair and glance away. I'm serious. I feel awful. We said something there, but it sort of interrupted us. I don't think practicing today makes much sense considering I might burn myself out. It's important that I... Jet palms cracks against the left side of my face. I call out in a mixture of pain and shock and try to step back. Instead, Jet catches me by my shirt and pulls me forward, visibly restraining herself from bringing the back of her hand across my other cheek. She doesn't look too happy. I think this is assault, though? I mean... I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that, but whatever. I gasp for breath and bring a hand to where she struck me. Her eyes, hard and determined, refuse to leave mine. What? Why did you do that? Why are you here, Mac? Why did you come to Korea? What? To play StarCraft? You already know the answer. No, you didn't. You have some natural talent for StarCraft, but you didn't come here to make use of it. What on earth is she talking about? I feel my voice harden in my throat when I argue back. You just hit me for nothing. I came to Korea because I want to play in the VSL, because I want to be a champion. And you can't drag your sorry ass out of breath to prep for a show match that an entire team is counting on you to win. Stop lying to yourself, or at the very least stop lying to me. I put a lot of trust in you, Mac. I honestly hope that you'd prove you have what it takes to make something of yourself. But you clearly don't. You quit when it gets hard and your minor accomplishments help fuel the lie that you're capable of something great without putting in the work. Wow, she's being a bit harsh. Right, but harsh. The ferocities in Jet's eyes dies out as she relinquishes her vice on my undershirt. I stumble back, clutching at the wall to keep from falling over. You have less than a week to pretend you care about what happens to yourself and to this team. If you can't do that for your own sake, then do it for ours. After 10 long, sobering seconds of unanswered silence, she turns, stalks into the hallway and slams the door. The wall is rough against my side as I slide down onto it and onto the floor. I'll be honest, now is not the time to be a martyr. Oh no, we're being a martyr. It just went to the night, didn't it? We're being a martyr. It's not long before I'm tired of replaying my stale reasoning. My apartment's view of the Seals skyline offers a moment's relief. It makes the decision a little bit easier. One way or another, I'm not coming home. The looks of disdain, the fake reassurances, it's all that's left for me once I step on that plane and admit that I'm a failure. If I can't swing this single match victory with 4 other people carrying me, what can I possibly hope to accomplish with the rest of my life? I let out a long breath. I'm tired, and even though I wouldn't mind falling asleep against this wall, I find myself rising to my feet. Is it narcissism or masochism? It would be so much easier for me to just accept that I was never cut out for this in the first place. I really just can't quit, can I? We're playing a quitter. I am not a fan of that. I don't like quitters. This is such a joke. I agree. You are being a knob. Come on, let's get some advice from the old man. Gomart's chime sings as I push my way into the store. Snow white hair and wrinkly forehead perk up from behind the counter as I stand in the doorway of his store. Mr. Yeon? Come for another round of Go, Mac, or just here to take in your drinks and scram? It isn't until he gets a good look at me until the smile drops off his face. Something the matter? Oh, you reckon? Did you play Go professionally? He nods, so I continue. Why did you play? What kept you going? How did you stop yourself from quitting? Little philosophical, don't you think? Take a breath, Mac. What's going on? At first, I try to explain as vaguely as I can, but as Mr. Yeon nods along, allowing me to ramble uninterrupted, I find myself divulging more and more details. I stop only when it comes time to explain my encounter with Jet this afternoon and the evening I spent sitting in my apartment. You're right, I go whatever lengths I can to avoid pain, and I've done it all my life. StarCraft 2 is the only thing I've ever been decent at, and I can't commit to it because I'm afraid I'll fail. But it's not just that, I can't quit either. My biggest fear of all is admitting to myself that I'm not good enough. I want to believe that as long as I try, I'm not worthless. I ran away to South Korea with the stupid idea that I could make something of myself, like the world owed me something just for showing up. There are many people who could take something out of that last sentence, Mac. You're speaking more sense than you think you are. I'm just tired. I don't want to run anymore. Despite my ragged voice and slumped shoulders, Mr. Yeon finds herself, Christ, that would be one hell of a plot twist, himself a nonchalant smile. Then don't. It's much easier to walk. A slight chuckle escapes him. When it ends, he gestures past me to his store. Mac, I'm closing in on 70 and work at a convenience store at 2 in the morning. Some would call that a failure, but I don't regret the days I spent studying and competing in Go. If we live without pursuing our passions, what good is living at all? Prizes, fame, status, these things are achieved by few, but every competitor must play for a love of the game and the pride of a well-earned victory. Oh no! No. That doesn't work. Discipline works. Inspiration doesn't. That looks very much like inspiration to me. Competition is a noble thing. It drives us to improve, innovate, and test the limits of who we are and what we can do. It took the humans into space. It took humans. We are humans. We don't have to address them as if they were another species. You wouldn't seek a reason to keep at it if you didn't already know that there's value in that. I lean on the counter, separating us, the tension in my chest softening. I do, and you're right, but I can't stop worrying that it won't be worth it in the end, or that even if I try my best, I'll fail. You might not achieve everything you set out to, even if you work as hard as you can. No success worth chasing is ever guaranteed. But do you want to spend the rest of your life wondering what you were capable of? My own answer to that is no. I glance away and rake my hand through my hair. There's no way that I've come this far only to give up now. When I straighten up, he beams a pleased smile at me. Now then, if I were you, I would head home and get some rest. You've got a match to prepare for after all. I find myself in an utter loss for words. Gratitude forms and falls apart between my lips a handful of times before I simply settle for a deep bow. Thank you, Mr. Yeon. You're welcome, Mac. By the way, the next time you come for an old man's wisdom, you'll have to buy something first. For the first time today, I catch myself smiling. Fucking cheeky bastard. We should fucking hit him back. We shouldn't. That's a terrible idea. He was just joking, but still cheeky. Fucking cheek us again and we'll hit you. We won't. It's fine. Okay, deal. Just then, a customer pushes open the door to the store. Though there wasn't much else I had to say, now is probably an appropriate time to depart. As I turn to leave, Mr. Yeon lifts his fist at me. Work hard. I raise mine to match his. I will. I hope the customer doesn't get any sort of bad ideas about us coming out of the shop without anything. Better fucking buy something. Apprehension hangs over me as I stand before the doors to Golden Zone Fire. Waiting won't make this any easier. With a stride belying my frantic heart rate, I make my way to a table seating the 4 teammates I neglected the day before. But whatever reason I have to worry disappears when XL catches sight of me. He rises from his chair and waves me over, leading Reaver and Stunt to follow suit. They're probably not as angry as you because they don't have anything invested in this. Dare I say it? They're happy that you've gone. They'll support you. It's Jet who's going to be really pissed off that you're wasting her time and money. and reputation. Like, she has a right to be really pissed off, even if she didn't assault you. That side. But whatever reason I have to... Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's only Jet that refuses eye contact with me. Even then, though she's trying to hide it, I can tell that she's relieved I'm here. Hey Mac, ready for practice? Yeah, and sorry about yesterday, it won't happen again. No sweat, let's make the most of the time we have left, yeah? Yeah. Alright, Stunt, Mac, go set up your PCs and get to work. Stunt jumps up from the table and steers himself to my side as we make our way to the setups. Me and Reva played 2v2s while Jet was gone yesterday. I'm pretty sure we could be ranked #1 on the ladder with enough time. In 2v2? Sure. And I am very good at Subutio, but that doesn't make me one of the best in the world at football. No one takes 2v2 seriously, much less on ladder. Pfft, says you, but hey, good that you're already feeling better. If you puke, I'll know it's because my build is what's sick. He spent a whole day preparing that line, didn't he? He was thinking about that the entirety of yesterday. I lift an eyebrow trying to unravel Stunt's meaning. It's only with a glance back at Jet and the Excel that it clicks. Yeah, I'm all better. He smirks and peels away from my side to pick out a PC. Jet, Excel and Reva follow at a distance, the latter two setting up chairs behind me to observe and make comments. Even with my renewed focus and drive, it becomes readily apparent after a few matches that our practice is still going to be suboptimal. Stunt's trying his best, but it doesn't mean much with less than a week until the show match. He simply doesn't execute standard builds very well. Excel says as much after I trip my way through another clumsy win. We need to look into finding someone else for Mac to practice with, but there really isn't enough time. It may be more productive for her to face opponents on ladder? It might be possible for Mac to prepare against certain builds that way, but at this rate you might be right. Stunt, no one's going to deny your unit control, but you just don't have the strategic breadth of someone like Bolt. The young Protoss player slumps in his chair and stares off into space. He knew that already. Yeah, I mean, you're just being a dick to him. I know, sorry. Did I really just come this far to face Bolt unprepared? There has to be a solution. There was one. It got, like, destroyed under someone's foot. Practice with Reva, look for another Protoss, something else. Something else is such an ambiguous answer that I almost have to take that one. If Stunt isn't providing enough strategies for me to prepare for, and Reva can't put the strategy she knows into action... Wait a second, what Stunt said earlier? What if we practice 1v2? What? Stunt handles the units and Reva handles the base management and picks the build order. That way I can face the best of them at both. See? That's why you do something else. Something else is ambiguous. It doesn't mean anything, but it's almost always the better one. I've learned this. Would that even work? Excel glances at Reva, who seems as surprised by my plan as he is. I don't see why it wouldn't. It won't be a perfectly realistic game condition, but it's better than anything else I can think of. That sounds actually kind of fun. Come on, Reva. Stunt pats the seat in the station next to him. With a shrug, she rises to join him. Very well. Jet replaces herself in Reva's vacated seat, arms crossed and expression fierce. She's intent on seeing for herself whether or not this will work. When Stunt is done joking about doing a fusion dance with Reva... Fusion dance. Sure, why not? We load up a game with Reva and Stunt on the same team and a setting enabled to keep Reva's base from spawning. So I don't have to worry about anything except destroying Mac. This is going to be great. Hey Reva, build 2 gateways by her base for me. No, we are playing standard. Come on, how about a proxy Stargate then? No. I can hear you, you know. I don't think I'm going to have this luxury with normal opponents. A thought occurs. It will not matter, such is the beauty of standard play. I soon find that her confidence is well placed. Even with Reva's economy-focused build order, Stunt's stalker harass makes my life difficult. He dances the single unit back and forth at the entrance to my natural, all of his focus devoted to its control. It's painfully effective frustration that succeeds in slowing down my attempts at establishing an economy and tech. Anyone will know, ever, if they play StarCraft against me, that that is the way I die. Harassing. I can't deal with it. I'm so bad. My multitasking and micro are brought to their limits. And we haven't even hit the 5-minute mark. This is insane. And very, very good practice. I don't have the chance to spare a glance over my shoulder at Excel or Jet, but I'd make a pretty sure bet that they're just as intent on the game as Stunt, Reva and I are. The match drags on until the Stunt and Reva Archon rolls over my paltry force with a well-timed and perfectly controlled 2-base push. It wasn't even close. Well, they make for a tough opponent, that's for sure. You 3 down to keep at this? Are you kidding? This is amazing! I am enjoying myself as well. I was going to say, Reva doesn't have to do the unit control she's not particularly fond of. Stunt doesn't even have to fucking worry about building anything. It's pure unit control. This works out fine. The point isn't to have fun, it's to practice. Yeah, alright, we know. Run a Nexus first. I want to see how Mac handles it. Hang on, but I know, and you've said the thing out loud, whatever. It's incredible. Playing an opponent on this level allows me to see the game in an all-new way. Stunt's control is precise and crashes against my defense like a wave, while Reaver directs the flow of battle like a symphony's conductor. They have achieved purity of form. Though these repeatedly losses, I can see just how outmatched I am in nearly every aspect of StarCraft. The moments of weakness for an opponent that plays such a clean style are scant and short-lived, but they exist. I can create them by taking risks, using mind games, or forcing mistakes. Let's force mistakes then. I felt these things on instinct before, but I can now see them for the truths they are. The element of human error is practically zero between Stunt and Reaver. But StarCraft is a game of imperfect information. Anyone, even a perfect machine, is capable of being defeated. Well, yeah, you always can look back at a game and have done something better. That's the beauty of games like this. It's the same for like MOBAs and every strategy game. There's always something you could have done better. I'm done being afraid of you, Bolt. It's late in the evening when Excel calls our practice quits. 12 hours straight minus breaks for lunch and dinner. 4 more days of that and she'll be ready as she possibly can in that amount of time. We risk Stunt and Reaver falling out of practice, but there really isn't any other choice. At least it won't be for long. Jet still hasn't acknowledged me with direct eye contact, but the animosity I felt coming from her this morning is all but gone. Neither Stunt or Reaver seem even a fraction as out of it as I am, yet as tired as I am, I find myself eager to practice tomorrow. That's good! That's a good thing! It means you're no longer being an emo who's going, oh no, I don't want to lose people! See, this is better. I can only hope it lasts until the end of the week. Yeah, I was going to say though, you are going to have to teach yourself discipline and not inspiration. Inspiration doesn't last forever. I've got a few more things to take care of before the weekend. The VSL studio managed to fit us in a time slot right before the semi-finals for Team League. I've seen some of the promotion they're doing online. It's being hyped as a KPGA vs Foreigner match. Mac's been cast as the villain, a last-minute way of hyping up the match since it was on such short notice. Your fucking glasses, man. The Korean Pro Gamer Association would not have allowed one of their players to compete otherwise. That seems they are beginning to sow the seeds for the transition from Brood War to StarCraft 2. It's hard to imagine that the talent pool for StarCraft 2 could get any more deep. Bolt is only one of a few dozen top-tier players being held back by the floodgates of KPGA's regulations. A win against Bolt ought to show KPGA players that, and their fanboys not to shrug off those of us who switched to StarCraft 2 early. No need for such bite, Jet. We switched because we were ready for a new challenge, right? She glances away, failing to match Excel's now wavering grin. Sure, challenge. Why not? I need to go. The rest of you, get some rest. Yo, Reaver, want to grab some dinner? We can practice our fusion dance for tomorrow. A Batara earring is necessary for fusion between two distinct beings, Stunt. I don't know what the fuck you just said, but it sounds important. No idea what you mean, though. And the hyperbolic time chamber is a more apt metaphor for Mac's training regimen regardless. A bickering Stunt and Reaver exit shortly behind a stone-eyed Jet, leaving only me and Excel to the half-empty cafe. Don't bother worrying about yesterday. Jet told you, huh? Even if she didn't, it would be an easy guess. You weren't giving it your all when we called it quits the day before. Figures. A sigh escapes me, leading Excel to drop a hand on my shoulder. Just focus on the show match. If you still want to worry about sleeping in after winning, you can mope around the team house for a day. Despite my best efforts, I can't keep myself from spitting out a laugh. Things have changed so much since I met you and Jet. Oh, have they? I haven't noticed. What a clever observation Mac has just made. For the better, I hope. Yeah, you guys are so goal-driven, it's kind of mind-blowing, actually. Best way to live, if you ask me. And good practice for the real challenge. And don't think Jet will be satisfied with a little bit of money from Enoch. You won't have the time to pick the confetti out of your hair before hearing all about next season's plan. If she ever finds a reason to talk to me again, that is. Oh, she will. She'll do the child thing where she'll pretend nothing's wrong, or... and then, like, in 2 months, she'll bring it up or something. Jet has her way of dealing with things. Don't sweat it too much and just focus on your practice. Right, I will. I rise from my chair at last, checking my pockets on the way up from my key and my wallet. Take care, I'm going to stick around a ladder for a while. Coach has to keep his skills current, you know. Will you join the team as a player when your contract with Crash is up at the end of the year? Who knows? Let's just worry about the next few days, yeah? I was gonna say, we're not sure that it's a team yet. Let's just calm down on that front. Fair enough, later, Excel. He falls right back into his chair after a fist bump. We're the kind of people who fist bump people. Oh, the shame. Leaving me to stalk the neon lit streets alone. Are we going to see Mr. What's his face again? Yeon? Apparently not. It's just a big scaling city thing. The city lights have never been so beautiful. I have no desire to leave Seol's electric embrace now that things are finally starting to make sense. What if I hadn't run into Excel, a Golden Zone fire? I'd probably be booking my ticket for a flight home at the end of the month right about now. And without Jet, there would be no team, no goal past the vague dream to qualify for the VSL. If not for Stunt or Reaver, I'd have no sparring partners. You did get them yourself thanks to Excel. That is more just an extension of Excel. No teammates, not to mention no way to have earned Jet's confidence in front of Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim, no matter how he rubs me the wrong way, he's as much of a part of my chance to stay here as my teammates. And Mr. Yeon, who'd have thought that a convenience store clerk I've been avoiding eye contact with would be the one to bring me back from the brink. He's an old man, he's wiser than you are, that's just how that works. By whatever means necessary, I'll repay those who have helped me stand where I do now. Amen, brother, or whatever. Are we now gonna wake up and be like, I can't be arsed? For the third time, if you scout the second gas, build a damn bunker, don't be so greedy. Make sure you stay clear of his vision if you're going to take that kind of drop path. They'll try to roll you over with Colossus if you manage to pick off your drop ships. Prioritize your Viking production first. Yes, just like that. With a couple of snipe on this. Wait, what? We built ghosts. To put that in perspective, that's almost like a joke unit. They're there to, like, drop nukes on someone. That doesn't happen. Jesus. Yeah. With a couple of snipes on the Stunt Reaver combination's High Templar, the Protoss army is left bereft any kind of area of effect damage, allowing me to charge forward and go for the jugular. Even with Stunt's top-tier control and Reaver's highly efficient production, I managed to push my way into their base and secure not one but 2 GGs. I leap out of my seat in triumph of victory. Out of almost 100 games, that's a 3rd win I've managed to clinch. I'm amazed you've managed to win any. You're trying to beat 2 people. 2 people either have to cock up in a serious way, and you have to play as well. Like, as well as you possibly can. That's the thing. It's not just one side has to do this and the other side have to do this. You have to play incredibly for this to work. And they have to play badly. It feels amazing. Oh, Christ, I hope that isn't going to happen with Bolt. We have to beat Bolt. It would be a very short game if we just lost. It feels amazing. I wasn't sure that I'd be able to manage a breakthrough as a result of this kind of practice, but my control has noticeably improved. A good thing, considering the match with Bolt is tomorrow. Gosh, he insisted on building up more High Templar when I asked for Colossus. It was strategically unsound to push onto the map. You should have allowed our upgrades to complete and used the High Templar as drop defense. What do you know? You don't even play Protoss! Reaver places her index finger on Stunt's forehead, easily keeping him at arm's length. You're not supposed to do that. That's just not very nice. Just because he's a child, Jesus. The pair quiets their harmless squabbling when Jet rises. That's enough for today. But it's barely 6 o'clock. The day before an important match is the most important, not in terms of practice, but to prepare mentally. Jet says so to no one in particular, making a point to ignore me when I turn to look at her. A new age method, huh? Better than the all-night cram sessions from the Brood War days, I suppose. It's scientifically proven to work. That's weird. Managers normally just sort of have you working all the time, because God forbid you're not doing that. Besides, it's not like I'm giving her the rest of the day to do as she pleases. Damn, with Jet, even relaxation is ordained. Come on, we're going to Namdan. Again with Namdan? Programmers don't belong at a place without computers. Would you rather spend the rest of the day cleaning ashtrays at your mum's? You know what? You're all just jealous that you don't have a PC bang in the family. I don't think that was the point being made at all. Sorry, Stunt. The rest of us share a laugh on the way out with Stunt trailing after us begrudgingly. Yeah, something like that. Given the mood coming out of the cafe, I'm surprised to find that none of us have all that much to say as we loiter around a park bench. Stunt's attention never strays from the game on his phone while Reaver and Excel simply stare off into space. Jet paces back and forth through her gait lacks its usual purpose. Between all 5 of us, silence. Well, there's not much you can say. Yeah, maybe not all that much needs to be said. We all know the stakes. Everyone's done their part to prepare for tomorrow. Whoever breaks the awkward silence has to, like, directly mention this. That's a bad thing. It's natural for us to feel nervous. The key is to keep it from affecting our chance of winning. It is sad. I shift my gaze towards Reva, surprised to find her staring at the ground. What is? This may be the last evening we gather as a team. Oh no, why the fuck did you go and say something like that? What? What the fuck is wrong with you, Reva? I said that if you're going to bring it up, you have to awkwardly mention it, and now we're going to have an awkward sort of like conversation. Oh, you fucked it for everyone. I hope you're happy, Reva.